What's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. By the way, from our last video, we asked you guys what your dream car is.
Yes.
And the answers are actually pretty dope.
Really cool, because a lot of the comments that we got, it's actually similar stuff to what we want.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to Porsches. You guys, let's go.
Porsche fans, shout out. Hey, you heard it on this channel. Not just us, but you guys. Each car we get is closer and closer to that dream car. So super cool, and we're super excited to be able to build a community. Like, there's some of you guys that are showing up every single video, so we thank you. And if you're new to the channel,
we know you guys too. We read every single comment.
We do.
So,
and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Today we gotta fix up something that's been irking us on the car
for too long. Way too long.
And that's the rear fog light. Right now we have this Subispeed F1 style fog light. So it has the rear fog function and the brake light, like the flash, but it's been going in and out. So we got to replace it, and we have a good replacement for that. We got the JDM style rear fog light. Well, not JDM style, it is the JDM rear fog light. Already opened it just to make sure everything was in there, but here it is. Now shortly we will compare the two. This is the JDM one, and this is the Subispeed one. So as you can see, the Subispeed one has the built-in LEDs, whereas the JDM one is an actual bulb. Arigato, which is thank you in Japanese. So they gave us a thank you letter, not really a letter, but thank you note with our order, which is super cool. Anything Japanese is cool. We stripped out the trunk liner, so basically we had a trunk tray, took it out, and then there's a foam on top of the spare wheel, kind of looks like this. So now it's just exposed. Only two things we need to take out is this part to get access to the driver's side, which is 3 clips we'll show you in a bit, and then this piece right here, which is also 3 clips. Once you pop that out, you can take it out and you have access to wire the whole thing. So we got the light itself, the housing, the bulb, the wiring, which we will show you how to wire in a bit because it's slightly different since we do not have a JDM car. This is the old wiring harness from the Subispeed fog light that we already took out. 2 clips, the bracket for the housing, 2 screws. Don't really know what this is for, to be honest. It's like, I guess we'll find out. And a couple clips. I'm assuming it's for the wiring. Yeah, for the wiring. Clip harness. That's what it is. Okay, so I guess while we wire this, this is a clip to keep the wiring in place in the trunk. And the good thing with buying OEM parts is that you get everything that you pretty much need, and you can be safe to know that the install is going to be clean because
I mean, you can tell the difference with just this. Like, yo, this looks...
Okay, well, this is like kind of janky from us, but...
Yeah, but like, bruh. Like...
OEM? Not OEM.
So, yeah, this is... Okay, this is not why we chose to get rid of this, but it's pretty trash still.
OEM's way better. Yeah,
it's super clean. I personally like that clean look, and this is really clean. That just looks...
And we got everything we need. Oh, and this is not part of the kit, but this from, I guess, any auto parts store, wire tap connectors, because we will need that for this wiring. So there's 1 clip here, 1 clip up here, and 1 more. 3 clips are off. You just pop it out, and now you have full access to the trunk to run the wire through and into the trunk liner. Just like that. So we're doing a quick, maybe it's a how-to video, because I remember the first video we ever did when we talked about the rear fog light, one of you asked if we were ever going to do a video on how to install it, and perfect timing because with the rear fog light, the JDM one, almost couldn't find any video on how to install it. So
and it's different, right? Like the wiring and everything like that?
Yeah, so most people get like the Subispeed one or some other one, but not very many people have the JDM one that shows the proper wiring too. So I guess perfect timing for us to show it. hopefully it helps you guys.
In order to take the housing out, what you gotta do is there's 4 clips under this bumper right here. So there's about 1 here and then 1 here, and that will give you the flexibility to actually pull this down in order to remove that. So 2 on this side and 2 on that side.
Once you have the 4 clips, as you can see, you can pry this open pretty easily, and that'll give you access to the bracket. Now I'm gonna just unscrew it and show you guys right after. Come on. Babe, see, this is why we need a shop.
This is why we need to shop, because we are in a parkade again. Like
Not
always.
even our own parkade.
No.
I think we're just gonna keep talking about how we need a shop until we have a shop.
Honestly, I think it's gonna happen though. I have faith it will happen.
And bam.
And
This
she's
deal.
gone.
Pretty dirty.
Reason why we're switching from the Subispeed to the JDM rear fog light is because this one has 12 LEDs. But when one of the bulbs burn out, you actually cannot replace the bulb anymore. And I think 3 of our rows right now are burnt out. 3 or 4?
Well, right now all of them are burnt out.
Okay, never mind. Even worse. So all of ours is burnt out right now. But in the beginning, it was like 1 row, 2 row, and we can't replace the bulbs, the LEDs. So
This is just one housing. Like you
Yeah.
can't really open it.
yeah, so if you go with the JDM one, it's actually just a bulb. So if something happens and the bulb burns out, you can just replace that versus having to spend an additional like what, $200
Something like that.
to get a whole new housing again.
For any of you that are considering getting a rear fog light for
Yeah.
your car, doesn't have to be STI, just any Subaru, I guess. I don't know if other brands make the rear fog light, but that's something to consider because for us, it was cool to have the F1 function, like the flashing when you step on the brake.
I love that.
She loved it.
I loved it.
But once we realized that, okay, now we got to replace the whole thing just because a couple LEDs burnt out,
Yeah,
it's just way better to go with this.
definitely. And I think it honestly now this is growing on me more than like the
That's our sound effect for the F1.
yeah, it just sounds like
So that's why. But now we can install it and wire it
Yeah.
and get this thing going. These J-nuts that it comes with, there's 3 of them, but these 2 is where it goes here. So the part that sticks out faces down, and I think you just push it in. Like that. Make sure you hear the click sound when you pop the J-nut in. Pop it. And just to clarify, this does not go on until this is mounted in the bumper. And then we will need these 2 screws that will screw into here. And then
Wait, what are these screws called?
they are called flange bolts. There we go. Flange bolts, 2 of them. Still don't know what this is for. It's just 1 screw. Now this clip, I know where it goes. It's a plastic clip that goes on the side here so that it actually helps secure it in place.
The Subispeed one, when you insert the rear fog, you put it in from the outside. But this one, because it has the bulb, it won't fit because it'll hit. So you actually have to pull this and insert from the inside. And just have it pulled, because if you put it down, you won't have enough space to actually push it fully in. And then it's in place.
Wiring time. So the bulb goes into here, plugs into the housing, and then we'll run it through the bumper, and then it'll come out. So in the bumper, there's this rubber grommet. Take it out. What we did was you make a little slit in it, and you can run the wire through. Now, in terms of wiring, as you can see, the JDM one has a plug like this. Basically, you have, I believe this is probably a ground wire, and this is the actual power source wire or whatever. So this is the plug that it comes with. Problem is, it's a USDM car, so because it's not JDM, there's actually nowhere that fits that plug. All this is for the brake light, and there's none for the rear fog. So what we'll probably have to do is use the Subispeed harness. This is where it comes in handy, because this is the ground, black, red is the brake light function, which we're not going to use for this. Orange is going to be the parking light function, so that's where it stays on as soon as your headlights are on. And reverse, which we won't use because that's not a function, we'll probably have to use the wire taps and tap it into these two to make it work. Wiring is done, so we got the, as you can see, this gray with the black wire, that's the ground. And then the second one here is the orange and the pink. So the pink is the power to the light, and the orange is the, I guess the parking light function on the harness. So both are tapped in. The light is plugged in. You can do the honors. Oh! Let's go! Okay, so the light is working. Now we just gotta route it through here, down to the heart. We still haven't really figured out where these clips go. Like, I'm assuming
those are just for like, because the cable actually fits in here. So I think it's just to like keep the wiring clean.
Ah, you're so smart.
You know what, babe? That is why you married me. Let's go.
She's not wrong. But yeah, let's route it down and get this all put back together.
All right, and that's how she looks like. Much better.
Now, we do have an extra LED that we can try to swap in. It's not exactly the same color. It's actually from an old turn signal, but we can maybe give it a try. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, let's see how it looks like, but this is already really bright. Yo, what in the
Definitely
trash
not.
is this? What are
Okay,
you thinking?
that was a fail. I mean, I
No.
thought it worked. Look at this.
All right.
This color versus the tail light.
You're telling me you like that?
Stand from afar.
Thomas, standing from afar is not gonna make the situation better. What is that? Bro, what? You're done.
We are finally done.
Yay!
Good job.
I think that was the first mod that we did that actually didn't take too long,
No.
thankfully. I
That's
think
about
about
an
an
hour.
hour and a half, hour-ish.
Yeah, took longer than it would have, just playing around with the wiring.
Yeah.
But it was super simple. Now you guys know why we went with the JDM one. I think it looks super clean.
I kind of like it better because I don't like how the other one you can kind of see each LED versus
It does
this
match
one.
the tail light though.
It did, but I find this looks a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
Looks a lot cleaner.
Right now we're using the bulb that was included, but we're gonna order a red LED that we can replace it with. And so we're super happy because if the bulb burns out, we'll just get a new one rather than replace the whole housing. So
Yeah, so-
again, if you guys are considering getting a rear fog, consider this because we went through it. But thanks for watching.
Guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.